Okay, I see a lot of young people when I do this in Holland. Most of the time everybody's over 40 or over 50, so I'm very happy. That also means that there's a lot of very young people in Agile, I think. You all in software development, or you're project managers, or what? Who's a project manager? Okay, Agile coaches anywhere? Software developers? Some strategic kind of guys? COs? That's a pity. This really is a pity, because Agile portfolio management is about aligning strategy to operation. Yeah, because what I see a lot is that also in Holland everybody's doing some Agile stuff in teams, in development teams. But especially when you're in a bigger company, nobody knows what they're working for, what the strategic goals are, and how they connect to their little piece of release or something like that. So that's what we're going to talk about. So portfolio management, it's about change, managing change. Yeah, it's about aligning the strategy in one way, for sometimes you also have to implement something. Yeah, so that's about. That's classical portfolio management. Agile portfolio management is continuously managing change, frequently aligning it with strategy, and also frequently implementing stuff, getting stuff ready, finishing stuff. So, I got into this field because a few years ago I was in Germany. I was at Bosch, and it was a big factory, 3,000 people, and there was also a big IT department. And one moment the general manager said to me, he said, well, I spent 30 million on these guys a year, and I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I have no idea what they're working on, and if it brings me money. So actually, then I was with a Romanian coach of Videodrumia, and we said, okay, well, we have to make this visible, and that's the first step. Get everything you're doing, put it on a wall. You know, use these stickies. Everybody knows them, of course. A lot of people get allergic from them these days. Put your project there. See how long are they running, how many people, and what kind of stuff is it? Is it stuff that delivers money straight away? Is it legal stuff that you have to do? You know, sometimes in banks or in finance. Or is it something that will bring money later? Something like innovation or stuff like that. So that's your first step. Even make an inventory. Yeah. Secondly, is get some people on the board. Get people out of their chairs, out of their offices. And let them look at it and say, okay guys, senior management, do you recognize this? Does this contribute to anything? And probably they say, no, I don't know this, I don't know that. Why the fuck are we doing this? You know? That's happening all the time. So why do we spend money on this? It's not going to deliver me money. No, we're an innovation company, and we're just solving problems and incidents instead of putting our money in innovation. So you have to see what you're doing. And you have to align it with your strategy. So that means that you also have to know your strategy. So I'm going to draw something. So that, in the end, this will be some kind of result. So first picture that you have all these stickies there with all those projects and all those things that you're doing. And then secondly, you're going to do something with it. This is what I'm drawing here. So when you have all those stickies, let's say you take the ones that you consider the most important. Yeah? You let a group of people decide about it. Group should not be 100 people, of course, because I also think that's a problem, because many companies have 6, 7, 8 management layers, especially the big ones. I don't know, how's that here? A lot of layers, a lot of hierarchy.
In big companies, yeah.
Yeah. But in the end, all small companies, one moment they'll grow and grow. You know, they become 100 people, 200 people, 300, 400, 500. And then you need some these kind of processes. So let's say you see all these stickies hanging there, and there comes one sticky. And you say, okay, well, we have to make a decision about it. And I always call this, you know, the light bubble, the new ideas. I also used to work for a bank, and we should call initiatives, we used to call them bets, because also in Agile or in any kind of world, you never know if it's going to work or if it's going to fail. So for the bank it was quite radical to call them bets, but we used to do that. So you have a bet. You know, again, still talking about existing initiatives. Huh? So there was sticky here. There was some project manager guy or some manager. He says, "Okay, I want this." Yeah. He said, "Okay." You rewrite it as a user story. Everybody familiar with this? Okay. And you have to, let's say, you have to enter it on the board. Yeah, they'll be stack ranked. 1, 2, 3. You have your senior managers on the board. You have some product owners or some product managers or project managers. Just in the beginning you get a lot of people around. The group is way too big to make decisions, but you'll find out about it. So you say, and we used to also put this on, you know, it has to be small. You know, you don't want business cases from, let's say, big spreadsheets and stuff. So we used to call these things, how do you call this, where you put your beer on in a bar? Beer, you know, the paper, you know, the little round thing? From Heineken or something like that. It's very popular in Holland. So you put it there, and people have to pitch it. Yeah? They have to pitch it for, let's say, for 2 minutes. But there's only one thing. So you need some strategic goals. So before you start all this, you have to talk to your senior management or to your company. Say, okay, what are the goals? Let's say for the next year, for the next 3 months, next 6 months. Where are we going to? What's important for us? Is it important to keep clients, to discover new areas, new markets? What is it? So, the guy comes there, has a talk, and the group of people do like this or that. Very simple, 2 minutes. Yeah. In the beginning, this is a very painful process because people put their hearts into their initiatives, and if people don't understand it, or you know, they say it like this, or they think, "Oh, my personal project is more important. I'm not giving the resources to this guy," so they do like this. But then you have some work to do as a coach, and because it's about us, the company, us, the department, us, the team.
Who need to present the ideas? I mean,
Yeah, that's a good thing. Everybody can do that. Only thing is, you need to have a sponsor of the group that will be around your portfolio wall, actually, because that's what it is. It's your strategic portfolio wall. And I'm talking here about a company. You can have a company or a department. Let's say on average something between 100 and 500 people to get started with. If you have a company of 10,000 people, then you have one wall higher, but we'll talk about that later. Let's say a higher level. Yeah. So, and also, you have some entrance criteria for these kind of things. Because a lot of people start to say, okay, I want to have this project, it will take 2 years. Yeah, come on, guys, how flexible, how agile can that be? It's not. So I always say this process, if you put garbage in, you get garbage out. Yeah. So what I want, what I do, we say you can have a chunk of work, MVP, you can call it whatever you want. 3 months max, that you can do it by a department or a small company or something, multiple teams can work on it. Yeah, so 3 months. And that's also something I can explain. Because let's say what I created, because normally we talk about user stories, epics, features, and then maybe some themes. Sounds familiar? Okay. So we created something extra. So you have the user story, you have the epic. We didn't talk in that company about features anymore. I liked it a lot. And now we have the episode, the saga, and the themes. Some of you may remember an episode in Saga, it's kind of Star Wars lingo. Yeah. So the user story, one sprint max. I would say, well, something like half a day or something. Epic, 1 to 3 sprints. And we still talk about team. Episode, 3 months. Smaller than 3 months, because otherwise you're not flexible. And we talk about department, or something like a tribe, like a Spotify. You know, tribes, small companies. Saga, 6 to 12, that's like business lines. Like there's something like you have, let's say in banks you have something like you have payments. And the payments belong to retail. Then retail is a business line. Yeah, something like that. And strategical themes, yeah, multiple years. And they go company. So actually, so now on this level, I'm talking about episodes. And of course in the teams, you talk about epics and stories. So these are episodes. Okay, so what happens? We let's say we challenge them to the strategic goals, and then we have to do something. Then let's say they go to the next level, and the next level is like, okay, so what is it exactly? Is it this wonderful diamond? Yeah, like. Is it? We don't know what to do with it really. Is it the second place? Is it? We know there's a lot of value, but there's also a lot of unknown, or the most important one. Everybody remembers him from the Nieberg, you know, the smelly garbage can. So, I have to say, this is a model based on 2 axes. This is about the value. We judge them on value, and we judge also if the initiative is clear. So, let's say, not clear, no value, garbage can. Yeah, very clear, not too much value, or we don't know exactly. We put them in this area. We don't want to throw it away. But of course, after a few sessions, thing will go back and we'll go to the garbage can. This is the interesting one. So we know there's the sun. We know it's, we know there's something behind S value, but we're not sure. We don't know how much work or how much impact or how much complexity. So this is actually your analyzing stage. And also we stack rank this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because you can only spend your money once. You want to spend your money on the stuff with the highest business value. And of course everything that's diamond will go on. I'll say I don't have pink, so I'll make it a small yellow diamond. I also have to make a nice garbage can because it's so important. No, it really is, you know. Nice and smelly. Okay. So now it becomes interesting. So you have your episode, you challenge them to your strategic goals. They're clear. You know, they're not so clear their value, but now they're clear and they have value and turned out to be that they're diamonds. Yeah? Of course, in this area there's some entrance criteria. You know, something like an episode, then you need to have an owner. You know, it needs to be challenged by technical guys, functional guys, some business specialists, I don't know. These are rules that you have to set up yourself. Let's say, how to get to the next level. The only thing is, from here to here, you want to do that in, let's say, 2 weeks max. And that's why I say we stack rank your analysis capacity. You have to go fast. A week would be better. Sometimes in the big companies it's a bit difficult. So every time you put your effort where your value is. So let's say 2 weeks. 2 weeks from the session that this is pitched. Yes, we do. Okay, what does it meet criteria? Okay, what's not clear? Okay, we analyzed a few days, we put people together in the pressure room. So you need to allocate people for that. Yes, it's a diamond. Let's do it. Okay, but then it becomes interesting. So then you go to the to-do. There's also something busy. And of course, in the end, it's done. Now it really comes to leadership and we thinking. Because here, people have to drop their egos. Say, okay, my initiative is not going to be good for us. And now, we stack rank it. Let's say this one here, one here, one here, one here, this one here, one here, one here. Now next one is coming here. So you see it a little bit, because I stack ranking it, because I stack rank it into do and busy. So what is the most important? Yeah, because every initiative is more important than another in any moment of time. We can do Moscow. You ever heard of Moscow? Must have, should have, could have. Get a lot of discussions. Just stack ranking. So this is initiative. This is the most important, aligned to my strategic goals. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this can also be, of course, there can be some tech stuff in there. I make the green ones technical stuff, architecture or runway. You need a new platform or something like that. This is business, business, business. I don't make too much difference in that. So now gets the interesting things, because this one is coming in. Is the highest strategical value or the highest business value. You know, business value can be, let's say it must be done from the government, and if we not do that in 3 months, we're out of business. You know, the way you can quantify that, or it makes a lot of money. You know, or you score a lot of bad publicity if you not change that. That you can also calculate in money. This is also tricky, because why is it tricky? Because we have a tendency to give this, let's say we want numbers, you know, to justify decisions. So in the beginning, when there's a lot of people there and everybody does not really know why they're there or what their contribution is, it's very difficult to get to. But one moment you get a team of people who know their business, who know why they're doing it, who have the right skill sets, you know, combined over the group. And then people they know if something is more important than the other. You know, of course you need a little bit of justification. We don't need the triple spreadsheet turbo thing system. So it's just people start feeling with their belly. It's very difficult to explain this to managers and people who are in a culture of, well, if you miss it by 100,000, your head gets chopped off. But I always say, when we're doing Prince2 projects, did we ever do anything within time and within budget, you know? So that will not change. You know, sometimes you miss it by 100,000 or 200,000, yeah, who cares? Okay. So but the thing is, this one is more important than 2 and 3. So what should we do? You can give the answer. What should we do? Skip this one or skip that one?
Skip the last one.
Yeah? Okay.
Skip the last one, number 9.
Number 9. Okay, it can also be. The thing is, we need to know who's working on that and why they're working on that also. Yeah, you need to make a judgment, because sometimes, especially when you start it, And you have, let's say, you have a lot of different kind of teams. Let's say you have 12 teams, 12 agile teams. And they're not all work on the same technology. They're all not all T-shaped, you know, the same multi-skills capacities do they have. You know, they don't, some is Java, some is COBOL, you know. It's difficult to let's say, if this is Java, and this is the only team that can do Java, then it's easy. But if it's there, yeah, so this will be tricky. You have to make this decision. And that's why you need product owners on the strategical board as well. So now I'm going to draw the second layer. Everybody's seen this? So this is team. Which teams do we have? It would be perfect if you have this we hang in an open space, huh? In the company, just somewhere in, not in the cantina, but if you have a big meeting room where everybody is passing, or out of the elevators on the other side of the wall, this should be a good thing to hang it there. Transparency. Everybody knows decisions that are being made and why we do this. And on the other side of the wall, you have your, let's say, your Q1, Q2. Alright, make it a little smaller. Sorry for that. Q3, Q4. So this is team 1, the 10. So let's say we talk about the 9 thing. Yeah, this one. So this is an episode. Yeah. When we decided to take it to work on it, yeah, the thing is, the strategic guy, senior management. In this case, they say, okay, product owners, and there's a group of product owners, they run the products, they run the teams. Guys, this is your episode, deal with it. Is that happening a lot? That product owners really get the mandate and the power to execute? Okay. But that's also, if you want to make your product owner, like we say also in Scrum, you have the guy who's a logistic person who just gives people work. He's the CEO of the product. There's a lot of steps in between there. But if we talk about upgrading the product owner to a strategic level, and they need to have mandate. They need to be able in the group of product owners to decide, okay, in which team, let's say we're now in Q2, team 1, we have something in team 2, team 3, and we have something here. So they need to, let's say, divide the work. Yeah, to cut the episode. It goes like this, something like this. They cut the episodes into epics that the teams can deliver. So it would be good, you know, if you wanted to deliver something, let's say in 3 months period, an episode, multiple teams will be working on it. But the freedom to land this, that must be within the product owners. Yeah, so my team, yeah, we can take this up. Why can they do this? Although maybe they're working on different products, but with the same technology, because we have to start thinking in we thinking. Yeah, it's not just my product. But also we have multiple products, and for now, product 3 is more important, so we give them capacity to do this as quick as possible. So that is the idea. And why do we need this information? Because if we want to have this one first, we want to know what will be the impact. You know, can we do this can we do this in 3 months? You know, are the right people there? You know, maybe maybe it's almost a summer period or something. You know, there's a lot of factors that you need to make decisions. You know, and although this has more value than that, 1 to 9, sometimes it is easy. But 1 to 2, if they come close, you really need to have a lot of discussions. But what it's about, and that's what you see in every company, we start something, you know, and we never stop it. We just don't stop stuff, especially the big companies, you know. It's like, it's maybe you saw this picture. It's a monkey, it wants a nut, and the nut's in the coconut nut. He puts his hands in, takes the nut, then he cannot get it out anymore. Actually, that's like it is. Sometimes, I don't know why, but we start a project and we never end it. So, that is why this way of working works. So in the beginning, there are 45 people around the board, especially around the strategic board. You have managers, you have second level, third level, fourth level, maybe scrum masters, you have architects. What is that? Oh, XB is minute. Okay, that's good to know. I thought maybe I got a good grade or something. Okay. Now I lost my story. So what is it about? First, okay, I was with the group of people. Maybe you have way too many people, in the beginning. So that's why you need a coach. So what I do, I have this enormous group of people, and then after the session I say, okay, who didn't speak? Raise your hand. So very simple like this. Okay, well, if you had nothing to say, there's nothing on the board. Next time, please don't come. I also ask the question, did you contribute anything? Or was it useful for you? Was it useful just for information? Okay. Was it useful because you helped to make decisions? Stay. So actually you have to play with that. It's very challenging because again, you talk about egos, you talk about senior managers. You want to do some nitpicking, in user stories or something like that. Also, it gives flow. You need flow. You need to start things and you need to finish it. If something stays in here for 4 months or something, something is wrong. So you have to also to do regular retrospectives with the group about the way of working, about, let's say, the dynamics in front of the wall. And what is very important, when you decide to put it in busy, only the product owners will talk about it, will discuss it, will have the mandate to execute it. Yeah? Okay, so we have managers on the wall, we have product owners on the wall, we have also architectural guys on the wall. Because you need to know when something goes from here to there, from there to there, can we do it? Also, does it fit into our technical future? And the third one is, you see a lot of companies there, what you see actually is that management is moving from content management to really into, making decisions, telling people how to do it, to people management. Yeah. So, of course, they have to know what value is, but they have not to push the people around, how to do their work. Yeah. But on the other hand, they have to provide something that, let's say if a lot of Java stuff is coming in and we only have one team, we have to do something. Yeah, we have to start building capabilities in Java. That's also very important. The third thing is, you need capacity-based funding. It's not like we're going to do something and we put a team against it. No. We have these teams for 2019, for 2018, and they'll stay together for a year. We have funds for that. So that not every time you have to do a business case to keep the team going. So you have to do that. Yeah. Okay. Let's say a team is funded from now on until next year. And then we're only going to decide what they're going to work on. Yeah. Based on business value. Okay. Last part. I'm going to draw this on the small one. Like how are you going to create these episodes? How are you going to do this? Whoever heard of story mapping? Yeah, some people? Okay. Actually, what I said in the beginning is like we have all the stuff that we're currently working on. You put it on the wall on stickies and then you're going to pick some stuff up and you're going to put there. There's also a way, you can also think like you can build a roadmap. Everybody knows what a roadmap is? Okay. A roadmap actually is what you're going to do in a year. Yeah? Yeah, thank you, 5 minutes. But there's a long break after this. So I always draw it like this. So we have some big ideas. Let's say we want to start a pizza place. We need the kitchen, we need some delivery, and we need a restaurant, something like this. So, and what do we need to have a kitchen or a delivery or a restaurant? There's some stories, some stuff that we need. No. These are all user stories. We call these one the epics. Okay, so let's say to open a restaurant, we just, let's say to make the first money, yeah, we can have a kitchen and we can have some delivery. It's very cheap, you know, we don't need a big place, you just need a kitchen, a cash register and a website. So actually it's like, so these stories we're going to make, these are not necessary for the first time. So you can test if you have good pizza, you can test if people like it, you can get customers, and then later you can open the restaurant. And we call this an MVP. Yeah, the first step to make money, first concrete step to make money. And again, I go to the boundaries. I say, well, less than 3 months, smaller than 3 months. And this one goes with this MVP idea. We can plot it here, and then we go to the. Okay, well, does this tell us anything about our strategic goals? Does it help to reach our strategic goals? And actually, and then you round up the circle. And this you can do with the software development team. You can do this with a group of managers, with a group of visionaries. You know, sometimes somebody comes up with an idea, you work a bit on it, you just pitch it, you get started. So actually, this is my way of doing this very rapidly. And currently, I'm working for a big bank. And let's say last week we had a session about this, also with a group of people. And next week, we're just going to try it. We're going to execute. We're going to, let's say, get a lot of projects, see what we can do with it, see what's useful, see what's not useful, align to the strategic goals, and we're going to play the game. Very simple. Just do it. Okay, do you have any questions?
And do you also show the roadmap? It's okay.
No, it doesn't need. Oh, it's for recording. Okay. It's for recording.
I'm showing the roadmap also on this wall, and the second item is do you show the result? Basically, did the company earn money on this idea, and what were the top down ideas that's like for the previous year or whatever?
Yeah, actually, you have metrics on this. I also was in this, but then you have to see, okay, so what's let's say what's your time to market? That's some metrics, also some revenue. But actually, you not do this like we used to do this. You know, like you had something, and then you make a big business case, and then 3 months after, like in Prince 2, you're gonna see, did I reach my? Actually, that never happens. Yeah, so there's a lot of gut feeling involved in this. Yeah. But you ask to your stakeholders and to your customers, did we reach the goals that we set out to do here? That's something you do, and that you do. And of course, you do use also on team level. You use metrics. Do they keep the same velocity, stuff like that? But I can give you some more numbers. That I'll be downstairs 12:30. You know, in the Agile territory or something. So you can also ask me questions about that.
Could you please define in a little bit more details the table with the values and clearance?
The table?
Yeah, like
this?
Yeah. This one.
Again.
What do you determine in value or in clearance?
What do I mean with value and clarity?
Yeah.
Okay, clear, you have to know what you do. You have to know what the impact is. You have to know the complexity, things like that. That's why I say you also, to put it there, you need to know, you need to talk to people, to different kind of people. So you have to make a list on that. Architects, business specialists, stuff like that.
Like to understand.
To understand if this really can be done, in 3 months, and what it will be the impact on our architecture, on our platforms. Also regarding business implementation, you know, is it going to be easy? It's going to be difficult.
How can you like estimate the way of impact, like going from garbage to the diamond, for example? Like,
Well, yeah, well, you actually, again, you go with a lot of people from different skill sets. You go into a pressure cooker, you know, business people, technical people, architecture people, management. You spend 2-3 days really looking to all the, and then you come to a conclusion. Right. But it's really about the we effort all the time. You know, you have to get the right group in front of the board, so that people can really make the decision they feel. You know, sometimes I have pitches in 1 minute and people say, yeah, sure, we're going to do it. I also have to tell one thing. We all talk all the time about 3 months, huh? But there's also small stuff coming in to product owners who just 1 sprint or 1 sprint and a half. You know, those kind of things you also need to, let's say, give the mandate to the product owners to make quick decisions about it. Because I'm going to tell you one example. One moment I was in a big bank in Holland, and there was one product owner. He had, let's say, he could use 1.5 sprints to get 1.6 billion euros customer value into the bank. And then he was from private banking. And then the retail guy said, yeah, but it's not in my personal goals, so I'm going to say no. And he had a lot of power, and everybody said no. So actually, the we thinking, to leave the mandate to really get some juicy stuff, you also have to leave this at the product owner. On the other hand, if it becomes too much, yeah, then you will not get your goals here. So that's going to be always a way of challenging, asking questions, let's say, evaluation. Any more questions? I cannot imagine that everything's so clear. So.
I think if there are any questions, you can always address them on the Agile territory.
Huh?
Agile territory.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you'll be there from 12:30 till. So I would like to thank you
Yeah, thank you guys.
a lot.